Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
Today we're looking at Foreign Affair by Gregory Wilson. This is a little bit of an old trick, but it's fantastic and there's like no reviews about this on the internet. So I really wanted to delve in on Foreign Affair and let you know whether it's worth purchasing. The TLDR is that it's very good. I think it's a worker for sure. I will definitely be performing this at my events, at my paid jobs. And I think it's also a really good effect for family, for friends. But there is one thing that you need to know, and that's how to do $100, is it $100 or $1,000,000 bill switch. So you do need to, or you don't need to. The instructions do teach you how to switch a bill at the end, but it would benefit you to already know how to do a bill switch with a TT. So with that piece of information in mind, the TLDR it's a fantastic trick. It's kind of unlike most money tricks. It's hard hitting and it's not that expensive, about 17, 18 pounds, which is roughly $20 US dollars. Great trick. If you don't have it, buy it if you want to do a trick with money. And yeah, that's the TLDR. I really approve of this. I'll probably be buying another 1 or 2 copies as well when I have the money to do so. But what is it? Well, I am going to try and perform it for you right now. If the performance doesn't go very well, I will just insert some clips up on screen. But the idea is that you say to someone or your audience in general, you're going to show them how to travel the world while earning money doing magic. So we are actually going to start in America. So we have a dollar bill, and then we are going to go from America over to South America, and then we are going from South America to Europe, and then we are going from Europe to Africa, and finally we are going to, sorry, not finally, almost there, almost done with the trip, the round the world trip. We're going to Japan, and now finally, of course, if any of you know, I'm British, so we are going to go finally with UK, ending with 50 British pounds. And then, of course, you can hand this out if you wish, or you can just put it back in your pocket and you are basically reset. So that's the effect. It's just a multiple bill change, impossibly in front of people's eyes, with more changes than you would think that you could change a bill with anything like origami or something like that. So for me, it enhances the classic bill switch from one bill to another bill. But that's what the trick is. What do you get with Foreign Affair? Well, you get this little package just here. It's all written instructions. You also get your gimmicked bill, your $1 bill. Unfortunately, you only get one. So there is that, but it looks like it's well made. It looks like it will last a while, and the trick doesn't cost so much money. So it's not too bad for the price. I would have liked to have seen one more in there. But that's what you receive. You receive the written instructions that tell you and explain the presentation of the routine. And then there's also a nice little tip from Gregory Wilson about something called the pit stop, which I don't actually know if he created, but he's definitely done some work on it. And it's a nice utility move with a TT to help you clean up, to help you be more deceptive, just in case anyone does say to you, "Oh, show me your thumbs," which happens very rarely, but happens. So yes, that's what you receive with it. All the instructions are in English, of course, like most magic tricks. The instructions are very clear. It's just short. It's just a trifold piece of paper that folds out. So yes, there's no downloadable instructions. There's no video instructions, nothing like that. Just a written booklet and one gimmick. Let's have a little chat about how easy it is. It's quite fiddly if you haven't performed the classic bill switch before, or if you're not familiar with working with money, if you're not familiar with working with banknotes, with bills, with billets, with folded up bits of paper, anything that's similar to this. If you don't have any experience, it will be a bit fiddly and it will take you some days and weeks to practice that. And you might, fumble a little bit. Perhaps like I did in the performance, I won't know until I watch it back while I'm editing the review. But it's definitely an intermediate magic trick. It's not super hard to do, but it's going to take you a little bit of practice. That's about it. On a 5-star, I would give it a 3 out of 5. So not too difficult, but also not self-working and not super easy. What's the reset time? The reset time is really fast. So of course, if you perform it in the way that I've just performed it for you, or if that's edited out, I ended up with a £50 note. If you perform it ending up with a different bill, then you just have to switch that back with your TT or whichever switch you use. You just have to switch it back. So the reset time is very fast. You can definitely perform this between groups of people if you're a working magician. You could definitely perform it for a group of friends and then immediately perform it for another group of friends. I wouldn't suggest that, but of course it's possible. So the reset time is very fast. The angles are not quite so good. You definitely don't want anyone on your sides. You don't want anyone behind you. It is possible to perform it with people on your sides and behind you, but you definitely want to avoid that. You kind of want just people in a 90-degree angle in front of you, which is why I say that I will be using it at dinners, when people are sat at tables and no one's moving, everyone's sat, no one's going to be moving around. I have full control of everyone's vision. So yes, the angles are not brilliant, but even in a bar, in a cafe, in a restaurant, in a corporate event, wherever you may be performing, it's not so angle sensitive that you can't just manage yourself or manage your audience to make it work for a situation. So yes, the angles can be a little bit challenging and can be a little bit restrictive, but they are also manageable if you know what you're doing, if you're an experienced performer. Pocket space is great. If you use a TT, then of course it's just a TT, the gimmick, and also you will want some other bill to change into at the end, or a piece of paper or something. So the pocket space is very, very minimal. Now, my final thoughts. Much like the TLDR, I think it's fantastic. I also mentioned in the review as well, I'm a bit disappointed that you only receive one gimmick. I think for almost £20, I think you should receive two. But, beggars can't be choosers. Gregory is the one who's created this and made it into a marketed trick. So if he only wants to include one, then that's what we have to buy. But yes, there's no way to buy a refill or anything like that. You just have to buy the whole trick again, because eventually your gimmick will wear out. It will take a while, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, depending on how frequently you use it. The gimmick will last you more than 6 months, even with heavy use. So that is nice, but it will wear out. It's not going to be something that lasts you forever. You could potentially make your own if you wanted to. If you go to a specialist printer, you could replicate it. That is entirely up to you. Of course, I will likely be buying another one or a few copies of this so that I can get the same gimmick, so that I can have a few of them lying around, because I do think the trick's fantastic. I think that's everything that I wanted to tell you about Foreign Affair. As I say, it's a little bit of an old trick. I'll leave some links in the description below as to where you can purchase it from. You can purchase it from Gregory directly from his website and other magic shops as well. I purchased mine from Vanishing Ink. So yes, highly recommended from me. And I think it's something that not many magicians are doing anymore. So yes, pick one up if you like the look of it. That's the review for today. If you like the review, if you found it helpful, if you found it insightful, then leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you in the next review.